But what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shadow Wolf Gaming, where we are playing some Destiny 2. So there's a new story session this week, so we're going to be doing that. This is going to be recording for however long it takes. So last week, where we left off in terms of the Destiny 2 story, is we got to go through Zavala's story now, where we get to see the ghost that haunts him and his past, and how he is grieving over the loss of his wife and son. So maybe this week will be that change. So I'm going to be changing up my style a little bit, where I'll be talking during the gameplay sequences as per usual, but during the story sequences I will be going off of it. What up, you two? How y'all doing? I like the brushes you guys have on your shoulders. So, as I do, I'm going to go into cutscene mode.
We begin again, with fresh eyes and open hearts. I believe the commander has found the strength he needs. So too must we marshal ourselves for the task ahead, for there is more at stake here. As time progresses, Callus's hold on the lunar pyramid grows in strength. For each connection we have severed, the remaining grows stronger. The nightmares only increase in number, and soon I fear they will overflow from the Leviathan and spread across the system. Zavala is ready to face his past again. Collect the necessary reagents for the next ritual and join him on the Leviathan. We cannot afford to fail again.
Bound in sorrow. As time progresses, Callus's hold on the lunar pyramid grows in strength for each connection we have severed. The remaining grows stronger. Eris says in dire warning. With a heavy heart she adds, the nightmares only increase in number, and soon I fear they will overflow from the Leviathan and spread across the system. But there is hope. Zavala is ready to face his past again, and he wants you by his side. Return to the Leviathan and prepare for the next ritual. And so this is where I come back in. Solar ability kills, easy. Sniper rifle kills, or no. Melee kills, easy. Nightmares, easy. Pleasure gardens, rip. Okay. Alright, so we're just gonna run through this. This is all the easy part of it. Where we just go in, kick some butt, do as we do. You guys should know the routine by now. So to the Castellum. So I'm picking Nightmare Containment specifically, so that way we can actually find people who want to do the containment mission rather than the than just like explore. Because Castellum is meant so you can explore. Also, thank you again, Necroma, for the raid. I appreciate the lurk. Enjoy. Enjoy. Yeah. In terms of PvE content, I'm really liking what they're doing, solely because it's a lot more story-based content rather than just like what's it called? I don't know how to describe it. Sounds like we got one already. Let's go. Oh yeah, we're going in hot. It's a tier 1 containment. Let's help them out. Perfect, and it's Sporn. So I actually have a bunch of bounties that I need to do to kill out some Sporn. So this is actually going to be helpful. Warlock, the Warlock grenades are so OP. Dunk.
Light and dark forged together into a physical manifestation of terror. Go forth and be the Reaper.
Easy. See, I like this thing. It reminds me of the old Iron Banner hammers, or Iron Banner, or Rise of Iron axes they had a long time ago. Look at that. He thinks he was safe behind a shield. That's so cute. And in hindsight, though, I should be getting some headshots, though, because I do need those. But that's okay. So yeah, when it comes to me, I prefer having those precision shots just because that's just my style. But what I don't like about scout rifles versus hand cannons is that okay, hold on.
You have drawn out a powerful nightmare. See that it is destroyed.
That was easy. We got it. Easy. Again, this is why I don't do as much PvE content on my streams, solely because it's redundant. It gets redundant for me, at least. Except for raids. Like, raids are the only PvE content I don't mind doing on my streams regularly, because those are the endgame contents, and those are just, like, fun and challenging to me.
They come screaming from the depths of our collective pain. Destroy them.
Let's get him. Up. Hell yes. I did not mean to do that. Ayo, Shax is here. Let's go. Shax has joined the battle. Hell yes. Oh man, that's what I love about the game, is like there's a lot of inside jokes you can get with other players. Just because of like what they choose as their name. And dead. There we go. Nice. Get it, guys, get it. See, the thing about Overload... I will never get over just, like, hearing Callus's, like, girthy laugh in my ears. It's just the nastiest thing ever. I remember one time when I was running through, the Leviathan raid, and we were going to the bath, right? The royal pools. And so, like, he just gave me... Like, we were going through the, somewhere in, like, the back... basically like the backlot tunnels, right? And I think it was the God, God, I forgot the name of where it was. It was like the washing machine, essentially. And so like, all I hear was just the sweat in my ears. I'm like, ugh, please, Callus, no. And it just, bleh. It just, it's one of the nastiest things I heard for a hot minute. Sweat, the baths. It's just, but it's still a good time though. I remember running that raid like years ago. Ouch. Which, again, I'm glad they brought back. They did bring back the Leviathan. I wasn't a big fan of Season of Opulence. Like that was like probably my least favorite season. But it was still a fun one nonetheless, and I'm glad other people enjoyed it. Easy. Come on. Just trying to get a knife kill. Yes. That's all I asked for. There we go. There we go. Hold on. Damn it. There we go. There we go. That's what I like to see. There we go. See, when you build a certain way, like you try to
Another
maximize
nightmare
that
rises, but this one is stronger. Go and extinguish it.
Okay, that one was my fault. I walked too close. Thank you. But yeah, so that's how I'm running my build, is like I am the repeated knife hunter. Like that was actually how my build used to be in Destiny 1, where like I would have the light knife and then I would huck it, and then just like afterwards it would nice, we got it. After I throw my knife, I get a headshot and then I get my knife back, right? And so that's essentially what this specific build I have is doing. Normally I'm a golden gun and I like running 6-shooter, but knives is just way too valuable right now for me to not use knives. And like, I should run legendary lost sectors to get Star Eater scales, but I really don't like running legendary lost sectors because lost sectors suck. I always like legendary ones. And I don't like running those things solo either, unless it's just like I'm doing regular Godslayer warheads. It's the machinist. They're back. I forgot what perks I had on this thing. Oh, look at that. It's just like the Prison of Elders all over again.
Guardian. I sense a powerful nightmare rising from the depths of the Leviathan.
Ah, you're worrying too much. Listen, if there's anything that was powerful on Leviathan, I'm pretty sure we killed it already, considering it gave the entire thing indigestion years ago. And if it still had that indigestion, well, it's gonna have some... I really don't want to know what comes out of the back end of this thing. Oh, yes. All my blades reach.
Stand strong, Guardian. I sense a powerful nightmare rising from the depths of the Leviathan.
I don't like that. I don't like that cackling laugh you have. That's scary. It's that blast radius I gotta watch out for. on here. Hell yeah. Call me a bee.
Another rousing success. Tell me, will we ever see you smile again, Zavala?
You can't coax a smile out of him. I've tried. He's too much like Lord Saladin that way.
And yet, I've seen Saladin smile. It is a glorious thing.
Okay. Dang, safe to say, Keitel has a thing for Titans. I mean, I respect it, but damn, girl. Alright. Well, looks like we're off to the story mode now. So I am going into that. Into Severance we go. Forgiveness. Now, what do I need for this? Combat acceleration. After damage target with any... You will regain ability and... Okay, cool. Reduced. Oh boy. Soloing this is going to be difficult.
Eris, what happens to her if we succeed?
That is unclear. I'm sorry.
My love is still afraid to let me go. The Traveler called you all from your graves to be broken over and over again. An endless sacrifice. But that is not my purpose. Let me rest.
Strange. As the underbelly succumbs to this transformation, it has begun to elicit a constant subsonic frequency.
Is Callus doing this to the ship?
Through the pyramid, yes. It is breaking the Leviathan's bones to reset them elsewhere.
So he is not so different from your god. From the god of our son's murderers.
The Traveler is not my god.
It is said broken bones heal stronger than before, but this is a lie. They are forever weakened. Was Hakim's death a breakage to reset you under the Traveler's watch? Am I the weakness you carry forever?
The lockdown is lifted. Prepare yourself for whatever we've unleashed.
Zavala sees Hakim's face in these phantoms. And in you, Guardian.
I want to see him. I close my eyes, but they're only flashes. I try to remember him exactly as he was. I try.
I see his face too. Anemic and choked. Fear and pain I cannot stop. Then nothing. And I am alone.
Forgive me.
This frequency you isolated, it's almost like a voice, muddled in the dissonant churn between Pyramid and Leviathan. It's resonating through Phantom and Nightmare alike, manipulating their psychic connection to the darkness. It must end.
We can remember why we lived our life without hating why we lost it.
I hate my son's murderers. The god they followed. That it has taken you too.
That's not fair.
Live with your decisions. That and duty are all you have to hold close.
I'll set this amplifier, Guardian, and meet you ahead.
All amplifiers broadcasting. Isolation complete. Now there's only the severance. Zavala is ready, Guardian. See to your side of things, and we will prevail.
I've reached the site, preparing the harvester.
This mission won't bring you the peace you desire. Your devotion to the Traveler rewards you only with war and death. Never peace.
I'm not doing this for the Traveler. I'm doing it for you.
Your hands are pressed against a wound to staunch bleeding. It steals through your fingers. You are soaked in it. I knew when to let go. When to wash the blood from my hands. Do you?
Guardian.
How many pawns has the Traveler sacrificed to conscript Commander Zavala into its service? When it leaves you too, will you become like the Fallen?
Guardians stand for more than the Traveler. We make our own fate.
Dreadful blade manifests from the Harvester.
Don't let up, Guardian. Be brave.
dreadful blade manifests from the Harvester.
I wish I could step back into that life. Or that you could step into mine.
What would I do with this broken man you've become?
You teach me to heal again. We'd watch our scars fade together. Safi? There's so much. The years have made apologies lose their meaning. But I am sorry.
You can only apologize for something that is your fault. Hakim wouldn't want to see you mourn. He'd want his father to be proud of his courage, as I am proud of yours.
Hakim should know his father feels nothing but pride. That's why I trusted him to protect you. You've given me a lot to consider about where I put my faith.
Analyzing the whims of a silent god? You'll mold those thoughts over into dust. There's not always an answer. Let go and rest.
Yesterday I was too tired to rest. Today, Safi, Hakim, I'll find you in my dreams. I'm glad it was you standing with me.
Zavala should be commended. It is not easy to forgive one's own regrets. Another thread frays between Pyramid and Leviathan, Guardian. And yet I feel the next will test us most of all.
That was intense, to say the least. But something beautiful to finally overcome your grievances and just, yeah. I'm proud of Zavala, and I'm really happy for him that he was able to to do that. That we were able to be there and witness it for him, with him, alongside him. And a lot of that is why I love this game so much. A lot of that is why I am the way I am, just how I carry myself. And just what we do. What we do as guardians, what we do as friends, as mentors to each other, and just all these kinds of things. And that's the beautiful part of this game to me. I'm so glad the writing team did that. Finally gives Zavala that peace he needed. But that quote, though, that hit the hardest. You only have to apologize for things that are your fault. That line cut really, really deep. So that's all I can say about that. Yeah. There's not much I could say about that. Just that this is just amazing. Transmission from Commander Zavala. Alright. I'm gonna go back into cutscene mode. Once we land at least. I did my best to make the combat cinematic and also like try to find all the Easter eggs that were in this as well. Because there are random Callus Easter eggs hidden throughout each of the missions, like I found on like the second one, but I didn't really want to just run through the entire thing and just do that. Like I should, but I didn't, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. Alright, going back to it.
When I first saw Sophia return as a nightmare, I was afraid. I didn't want her to reveal what I'd done. I did everything I could to save Hakim. I can accept that now. But back then, guilt, like gravity, warps our perception of what is real. His death carved out a place in me. And everyone I lose under my command only compounds that feeling. Sophia knew that. She understood that losing him only pushed me further toward being a guardian. She knew that I couldn't stand by and watch the world burn. Because in her own way, neither could she. After everything we faced aboard the Leviathan, I'm left to wonder, have I made the right choices? I don't regret all the good the city has done, or that I was a part of it. But what it took to get here, what it's taken to keep it. Our minds weren't meant for this many years. Like so many other things, we have a word for eternity, without the capacity to comprehend what it actually means. When is enough? Enough. Maybe it's time to let go.
Bound in sorrow. After everything we face aboard Leviathan, I'm left to wonder, Zavala says with a heavy heart. Have I made the right choices? In spite of finding some measure of personal forgiveness, Zavala is still weighed down by uncertainty and doubt. His faith in the Traveler and his choices that led him to where he is now is broken. Our minds weren't meant for this many years. Like so many other things, they have a word for eternity, without the capacity to comprehend what it actually means, he says, looking out at the Traveler. One is enough. And as a side note from Shadow himself, this is the cost of immortality, to not be able to die. To live long and see your past haunt you. To live forever. That guilt will compound. So, yeah.
It is done. Another of Callus's connections to the lunar pyramid is severed. We are poised to strike the final blow. And yet, I find myself unable to enjoy this success. It has come too easily. Only one connection remains to the lunar pyramid, and Callus has barely reacted. There is a piece of his agenda that we cannot yet see. I know it. To be this close and still feel as though it is but a mirage is infuriating. I will find the answer to our final severance. For now, continue your exploration of the Leviathan. Any piece of information, no matter how small, could change everything.
Only one connection remains on the lunar pyramid, and Callus has barely reacted, Eris says. In the tone of her voice, it is apparent that this has weighed heavily on her. There's a piece of his agenda that we cannot see. I know it. To be this close, I still feel as though it is but a mirage is infuriating, Eris says. It is clear that she intends to find out Callus's true motivation, one way or another. For now, the task ahead of you is clear. Continue containing a nightmare threat aboard the Leviathan, and await further instructions. So next reset, we're going to do another Bound in Sorrow. I have a feeling that there's actually a fourth sever we need to do, which is going to be Keitel herself. Keitel and Gaul, which is going to be interesting because that is what we saw in the first week. Let's get this. And then there's one thing over here. Last one.
Conquering one's demons is a noble task. There are many stories of Cabal heroes who did the same. Now, they live forever, as legends.
I don't want to be a legend, Keitel.
Too late. Even we have stories about the great Commander Zavala. Only we do not call him that.
Did you need something, Empress?
This is not a formal communication. This is private reckoning. One warrior to another.
I see. I fought countless battles where my life was on the line. Won and lost them. Nothing like this. Never as hard.
As I told your crow once, battles fought in the theater of the mind and heart are just as brutal as ones fought with flesh and bone. We all bear our scars, victories, defeats. Some openly with pride, some others hidden away beneath layers of shameful armor. This battle was the most honest of your risen life. You won.
I don't feel like I've won any battles. I just feel tired and old.
And yet, you still stand.
From one warrior to another, Keitel understands. I love that so much. That is awesome. I have a lot of respect for Keitel this season. Actually, no, I've always had a lot of respect for her. Like, just knowing like all the cool stuff that she's been up to, and just how we've been connecting with the Cabal through her. So yeah. Well, you're gonna have to play this week's seasonal content, Jack, because it's this week's story was a dinger. So you kind of jumped in like right as I finished that, and I'm gonna end the YouTube recording here. I can go back and do it on my alt characters, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'm just kidding though. I could do it, but normally I always go through my weekly route and stuff. So yeah. So for the YouTube half of this, when this does go up there, as always, make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you get notified whenever we post a new video on up. All right. And as always, and as a heads up, this whole month we're going to be raising money for the Trevor Project, where we're raising money for the LGBT youth, where we can help provide them with mental health resources that they need, because we're in a difficult time these days where they do need that. They do need that. So yeah. So YouTube, I'm gonna peace out. Twitch, I'm still gonna keep going. So bye YouTube. Bye.